Ada for telling my wife that I will lose respect for her if she doesn't apologize? My wife and I have 3 kids. Thursday my wife was helping our 9-year-old with her homework. She was supposed to fill in a chart with the times tables. That was a hectic day. Our 4-year-old threw up and I was trying to clean him up, and my wife was having trouble getting our 9-year-old to focus on what she was doing because she kept looking at me. Our 9-year-old hates math and is pretty bad at it, which annoys my wife who is usually fantastic at math. My wife asked our daughter what 7 times 7 was. Our daughter said she didn't know. My wife kept telling her to try to think of any answer. She kept saying she didn't know. My wife was getting frustrated. Our daughter finally guessed 37. My wife said, "Close, 47." Our 13-year-old then said, "No mom, it's 49." My wife snapped at that point and told him to shut up and go upstairs. He went into the backyard instead. She took a deep breath and then went into our room. I finished with our 4-year-old and then went outside. I tried to talk to him, but he didn't want to listen. He kept saying, "But Dad, 7 times 7 is 49. I told him his mom just got frustrated and didn't mean to yell at him. He kept insisting that 7 times 7 in 49, which I am aware of, so I got nowhere. I went back inside to talk to my wife. She said she knew she shouldn't have yelled. She said she was frustrated because he was distracting her, and that's why she made the mistake. I pointed out that she made the mistake before he said anything. She started crying and asked why I was being so critical. I apologized and told her I loved her. We hugged it out, but then I asked her if she was going to go and apologize to our 13-year-old. She said no, because he shouldn't have interrupted her. She said he was rude and needed to learn not to interrupt. I told her it's not okay to tell him to shut up. We went back and forth, and finally I said I won't be able to respect her as much if she doesn't apologize. That really hurt her. She said she needed space. She hasn't said a word to me or him since Thursday. I know that what I said is harsh, but I can't respect someone who won't apologize when they make a mistake. Am I the asshole? My sister says I am because I'm not being supportive and our 13 years old is a lot. Update. My wife got up before our alarm and started cleaning our bathroom. I started the laundry and made breakfast. She didn't say a word when she sat down to eat. She ate much faster than normal. She stood up, picked up our 4-year-old and told our 9-year-old to get ready because they were going to the library. She didn't say anything to our 13-year-old. I told her we need to talk and she shook her head. I followed her upstairs and insisted that we need to talk. She just kept shaking her head. She went into our 4-year-old's room and locked the door. I went downstairs and told our 13 and 9-year-old that we are going to the dog park. They both asked if Mom was okay, and I said yes and that she needed space. I grabbed some clothes for our 9-year-old from the laundry room, and she got changed in the downstairs bathroom. We are at the dog park, and my wife is refusing to answer my texts. I'm starting to think this isn't about math. Update. Yesterday, Sunday, my wife wanted to take the 2 younger children to the library. I tried to talk to her, but she locked herself in our 4-year-old's room. I took our older 2 children to the dog park. She took our 4-year-old to the library. At the dog park I talked to our 13-year-old. I explained to him that a lot was going on right now and his mother was overwhelmed. I said that sometimes when a person is overwhelmed, the next thing that happens, good, bad, or neutral, is the thing that pushes them over, and the source of that thing, good, bad, or neutral, is what they lash out at. I said his mom was wrong to lash out at him, but it wasn't his fault and she didn't really mean it. I said she was embarrassed, and that was why she was avoiding him. He said that wasn't fair, and we kept going back and forth. I was trying to help him understand he didn't do anything wrong and shouldn't feel bad, but all he could focus on was that he was being treated unfairly. I told him that it was unfair, but that his mom isn't perfect, and everyone makes mistakes. I said sometimes he is unfair, but we forgive him because we love him. I said forgiving his mom, even though she is wrong, would be a nice way to show his love for her, but that he doesn't have to. Again, he just said that the situation was unfair. Which it is. It really is. After the dog park, I took our 13 years old to a friend's house and our 9 years old a friend of mine's house. I went home and made dinner. However, my wife went out for dinner with our 4 years old, so she didn't get home until after I had put everything away. I told her that we had to talk now that the older kids aren't here, and that not talking wasn't an option anymore. She still ignored me, so I said that if she wouldn't engage with me, I would have to call our sisters and get them to come over to help me. She got very angry, but she finally engaged. She told me that she is drowning. She said work is exhausting, and every day when she gets home her patience is already below zero. She is scared and upset by our 4-Yo's stomach issues. She said he threw up again at dinner. She really shouldn't have taken him out to eat, because we are supposed to keep track of everything he eats before throwing up or not throwing up before the appointment today, which is impossible to do at a restaurant, but I didn't mention that. She said she can't take our 13-Yo's behavior anymore. I said he didn't do anything wrong Thursday. She said that when we were that age, if we interrupted our parents to tell them they were wrong, we would have been punished severely. She said we raised a spoiled, entitled child. She said she can never get any peace and quiet in our own home that we worked hard to pay for because we have a spoiled teen that refuses to ever stop talking or making noise. I said we have been working on those behaviors and he has been improving, but she lashed out when he was trying to be helpful, and that sends the wrong message. She told me that I am not supporting her. She said she needs things to change. She said we need to crack down and stop being so lenient. If he plays the recorder after we've told him he's done for the night, we need to take it. If he interrupts, he needs to go straight to his room. If he argues about curfew, he needs to lose privileges. I told her we need to take a step back. I said if she is overwhelmed, she needs to take a break. I told her this heightened emotional state is a bad time to make huge household changes. I suggested, like many commenters did, that she get a hotel for a few days and decompress. She said she's not the problem. I didn't say she was, and he is. She said he was bad from the beginning. She said when our daughter didn't have all his issues, she thought it was because she is a girl, but our 4-year-old is a boy and is also better behaved, so he is the problem. She also said I've always seen it and used to admit it but stopped to make her look crazy. For context, I used to joke that our 13-year-old is a changeling because he likes to be outside so much, loves animals, and loves playing on his recorder. I want to stress that this was a joke. The reason I stopped making this joke is because I noticed my wife didn't find it funny anymore. This was years ago anyway. I said all that, and she said no, that I saw even then that he is wrong but stopped acknowledging it to make her feel like the problem. She also said she has been seeing an online therapist. I had no idea. She said she didn't tell me because she was embarrassed. Her therapist told her that our son has dangerous tendencies and shows signs of being contemptuous towards women because he doesn't respect his mother. I had no idea how to respond to that. I said any therapist who would say something like that about a child they've never met shouldn't be licensed, and if it's an online therapist, for all she knows they aren't. At the end of our conversation, she agreed to go to the hotel only if she took our 4-year-old with her because she wanted to be the one to take him to his medical appointment. I didn't think that was a good idea at all. However, she ended up just taking him and going. I picked up the kids and brought them home. They sensed that something is wrong and were very subdued this morning getting ready for school. I talked to my boss when I came in, and he is going to let me leave early to go to our 4-Yo's medical appointment. I'm not sure what will happen there. I am hoping it will be good news and that will make us all feel less on edge. Top/relevant comments. Commenter: you've correctly flagged that the online therapist is a quack. My recommendation is to ask if you can join a session to evaluate them yourself and also get their info so you can look them up. If the therapist brings up negative points about your kid, deconstruct those in front of your wife. Your wife needs real help. She's displaying extreme anger towards your son that is clearly deep-rooted. She does need a break, so try and organize that for her and your son. Maybe have all the kids out of the house for a while once the 4-year-old's gastro passes. And then reassess. Every parent goes through periods of depression, but the extreme nature is not healthy and can't continue. Your wife clearly doesn't have the coping skills to deal with this and needs better tools. Good luck. Commenter 2. Can I be honest? At the risk of downvotes. I understand this is a difficult situation to navigate and AMP. I never commented on the OG. But I originally and AMP still do feel like whenever you describe the conversations with your 13-year-old, all you do is make excuses for your wife. He said that wasn't fair. I told him that it was unfair, but that his mom isn't perfect, and everyone makes mistakes, This entire paragraph is you trying to convince him to forgive her. He doesn't need to forgive her. She's being completely terrible to him. She hasn't spoke to or interacted with her child in forever because he corrected her math. I don't care how overstimulated she is or he can be, giving your kid the silent treatment is abuse. Your wife is an abuser and you do not need to be trying to convince your son he needs to be the bigger person and forgive her. That's teaching him how to be taken advantage of all his life. He rightfully calls you out every single time and you still defend her. Stop doing that. You defend her, then follow up with such egregious behavior from her. She should not be in charge of any care for your any children. She hates your 13-year-old for existing because he doesn't fall in line with what she deems normal. Also, the therapist is a quack. She needs help, but the kids need to be your priority. Respectfully, you need to start choosing your kids and not her. You need to get an attorney.